When my daughter came home from deployment, all I wanted was a quiet welcome. She'd spent years overseas in special forces, and I was proud beyond words. I figured the only battles she'd be facing back home were yard work and my wife's endless honey-do lists. But our HOA had other plans. This neighborhood had a self-appointed security officer, a middle-aged man named Bill who strutted around in a fake police uniform he bought online. He drove a retired Crown Vic with flashing lights bolted on the roof and acted like he had full law enforcement authority. The HOA president, Karen, called him their chief of safety, but everyone else knew he was just a wannabe cop with an inflated ego. At first, it was harmless enough. He wrote fake tickets for cars parked on the street too long. He barked orders at kids riding their bikes. But things escalated the night my daughter came home. She'd just gotten back from base, still wearing her fatigues, and pulled into the driveway in her truck. Bill must have seen her and decided she was a suspicious outsider. By the time she stepped out with her duffel bag, he had blocked her truck with his Crown Vic and was marching up the driveway, hand on his hip, where I suddenly noticed a pistol. "Hands where I can see them," he barked. "This is a private community. You can't just roll in here like you own the place." I froze. My wife screamed, but my daughter, she didn't flinch. Calmly, she set her bag down, straightened up and said, "Sir, I live here." Bill sneered. "Don't lie to me. Residents report suspicious activity. You're trespassing, and if you move wrong, I will shoot." He drew the gun. That's when I saw it, the shift in my daughter's eyes. She wasn't a civilian anymore. She was the soldier I'd only heard about in stories. Slowly, she raised her hands. "You really don't want to do that," she said, "because unlike you, I'm trained, and I'm armed." Bill laughed. "Yeah, right." Then, in one smooth motion, she revealed her concealed sidearm, perfectly legal, perfectly licensed. She didn't point it at him, but she held it low, professional, steady. Her voice dropped into command mode. "Put the gun down." For the first time, Bill's bravado cracked. He looked between her rock-solid stance, her uniform, and the unmistakable way she handled her weapon. This wasn't some scared homeowner. This was someone who had seen real combat and wasn't about to be bullied by a wannabe mall cop. By then, neighbors had started gathering. Phones came out, recording. Someone shouted, "She's a soldier. Put the gun down, Bill." Bill's face turned red. His hands shook. Finally, he holstered his weapon, muttering, "This isn't over." Then he stomped back to his car and sped off. But it was over, just not the way he thought. My daughter immediately reported the incident to the sheriff's department. Within 24 hours, deputies came knocking on Bill's door. Turns out, his gun permit had expired years ago, and he wasn't authorized to carry at all. His Crown Vic with the lights, illegal impersonation of law enforcement. And when the sheriff reviewed the video footage neighbors posted online, Bill was arrested for aggravated assault with a firearm. The HOA scrambled to cover themselves, claiming they had no idea he'd take things that far. But when the sheriff's office pulled up minutes from their meetings, it showed they'd approved him carrying for community safety. That opened up a whole new mess of liability. Karen eventually resigned in disgrace. Bill ended up in court, where the prosecutor didn't go easy. And my daughter? She got a standing ovation from half the neighborhood at the next meeting. One of the kids even asked for her autograph. Now, whenever she visits, people wave and thank her for saving the block. The HOA hasn't hired another security officer since. And I make sure to remind anyone who complains about my lawn or my mailbox, think twice before messing with my family. Because one of us wears gardening gloves, and the other wears a special forces patch.